Hey!
Good evening.
Hello.
Look at that.
Good. Where's Ricardo?
Here.
Hello.
Hello. We're in.
Hey.
Hi, Rick.
Hello. How's it going? You all right?
Hello. We are live. Hey, what number is it?
109.
Oh, there you go. He always knows.
Welcome, everyone, to the Ideal Home Show, episode 109, the official annual Ideal Home Show Awards.
Ooh.
That special time of year when we celebrate the best and worst of vaping of the year.
We're doing the better. We're not doing the worst, though, are we?
Might do.
There's just
there's
one.
a couple of worsties. One
Oh.
worstie.
Okay.
But do stay tuned. There's been some polls on Facebook. There is going to be some live straw polls in chat as well, so you can literally influence the awards in chat. There'll be some host-based awards as well, and a lot of talk about squonking as well. Mainly squonking later. Guaranteed stuff later on. We've got mod showcase. We've got things that remind you of vaping, but they're not really vaping at all.
That's right. But can we use the acronym? And I prefer to use the acronym. I've wrote the acronym down this time so I don't mess it up. When I start calling it Triovbitavava.
Just say it one more time.
But I practiced this for hours, ages. I was like, I'll get it right on the show this time. I will not mess up that acronym. It will become a new catchphrase.
Travava.
Batava.
Batava.
Batava. Triovbitava.
Batava.
Isn't that just the catchiest thing you've ever heard?
Oh,
Trevor,
it sticks in the memory, doesn't it? That one sticks in the mind.
Trevor in
We'll
chat.
have some Triovbitava later.
Trevor's going to get that as a tattoo. He just said in chat.
It did go viral last week as a hashtag, but only in Australia, which was weird.
I think they've noticed the suits, by the way. We've got court appearances and funerals. And
Reservoir
James
Dogs,
is
I'll take
supposedly... James is a creepy science teacher. I saw that go past. I quite like that.
Okay, so we're also, lastly, of course, don't forget, we will be delving deeper into the world of James. We'll be finding out more about James later on. If there's anything left to find out, he's an open book, isn't he?
Yeah, a little.
Let's get into it. Rick,
Hello.
how has your week been? What are you vaping on? What are you drinking? Have you ever won an award, non-vaping related, or a swimming badge, or a certificate at school, or anything like that? And what did you have for lunch?
Just got to doff my cap to that. That is a wicked question. Love it.
How's my week been? Week's been good. It's starting to quiet down a bit now, which is quite nice, actually. I guess people are Christmas shopping instead of making mods a bit at the moment. So it's a welcome little reprieve before the big Jesus' birthday.
It's not real.
It's ages till his birthday.
It's April, isn't it?
Ages.
April, yeah.
Yeah, April.
I don't know. Was that his rebirth day?
No, April or May, they reckon. This is you're celebrating winter solstice.
Solstice.
I thought this was when he was born in a manger.
Yeah.
Nah, about
May. It was just a coincidence, John. You and your conspiracy theories. Pure coincidence. I'm a dude.
Yeah, he needed it to coincide with the pagan festivals of the time.
Yeah, handy.
Yeah. Well, there is one thing I know for sure, though, and although I'm a big fan of them, he didn't eat Yorkshire puddings on his birthday.
No, never.
I don't think. But,
No.
but then again, he probably didn't eat turkey either.
No.
But, you know, he probably couldn't eat much. He's a baby, and he probably just had some milk or something.
I reckon pork. Loads of pork as well.
Yeah, maybe a bit of pork.
Nice.
Was it in a? It was in a cow shed or something. He was born when he say maybe he had a bit of steak or something.
No, I reckon
possibly.
their cow was there because they
Never going to get
were
that donkey in a travel lodge.
From what I heard, Mary loved the spit roast. That's what I remember. That's it.
Don't be rude. Come on.
Spit roast in a hotel. That's what I heard.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Week's been good. Lunch. What did I have? Fish fingers. Do you know what I got in? We had nothing in really, so I put some fish fingers in and had them with some mayonnaise for lunch today. It was quite nice.
Mm.
Very good.
Yeah. What else? What am I vaping on? I'm vaping on. Got my Dacus, lovely thing with a Hadley on top, and in that I have got some lemon crack in that. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, got so much of it. Good. I would never run out. Next, I'm vaping on. I've got the Apocalypse. Pandora. Apocalypse? What am I talking about? Yeah, the Apocalypse. Is that what it's called?
What? No.
The Pandora one.
It's Pandora 2, isn't it?
Pandora V2 from Psychosis Inc.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, Chris.
It's making up names.
The Pandora from Psychosis Inc. I've got that out and giving that a good go today on the Rogue. Well, actually, for a few days. What am I making in that? Mango Lassie. Mango Lassie from this little place called Just Ethnic. .co.uk. It's quite nice. It's a little place there. Look. Yeah. And I've got my Kennedy. My lovely friend Tony. We went out for a bit of a works do on Friday. He came over with his wife because Carly works with us. And he came back to my place, and I managed to palm my Kennedy off on him for a good deep clean, and that came back this week. So I'm ripping on the Kennedy Ruby.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's good now. It wasn't hitting very well, but it's quite hard to get it all apart. So I had to hand it over to the professional mod deep cleaner, which is Tony Mason from True Mods, and he gave it a good scrub, sent it back with new coils, new cotton, drip tip, and even gave me a pot of Brasso and said use that instead of the stuff you've been using. So thank you, Tony. And I got Voodoo Brew in that. Finally, on my Skunk with a little stab door and Voodoo Brew in that again as well, of a Goon 24 and a Vince's tip on top.
Very nice.
Nice.
Awards. What awards?
What are you drinking?
Oh, what am I drinking? I'm drinking a local brew that is one of my favourites, and it's from a place called Chapel Down, and it's Curious IPA.
Ooh.
It's unique because it's made with champagne yeast, and it's really, 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 really good. If you get a chance to try it, give it a try.
I may do. I'm loving James drinking out of that champagne flute.
Lager out of a champagne flute. Is
that what he's got?
Yeah.
Class. Absolute class.
You should write that. That's quite funny.
It's James Bond, isn't he? It's James Bond. Not.
Oh, sorry. You're doing the award question. I was going to do John and all. Oh, don't do it.
Award question. Yeah, I got a 10-metre swimming certificate when I was at the infants junior. No, but I actually went all the way to the kilometre one. I think I did them all in one go. I got about 20 certificates.
You just kept going, and they went, "That's another badge."
Just keep doing it. Yeah, just kept doing it, and just say, I might as well get them all out of the way now. Don't like swimming very much.
There was your mum with your pajamas throwing them in the pool, and then your dad with a brick.
Yeah, that's the advanced stuff. I didn't do any of that.
They were quite big swimming badges, though, weren't they? We got the patch at school.
Yeah, like that, Ira.
Yeah, like that, like that. Yeah. And yet, at the time, Speedos were of a fashion. You didn't wear beachy shorts. So
I had a pair of burgundy Speedos. I remember.
And where are we supposed to put all of them badges upon them Speedos?
No, I didn't. I mainly went for the cock area to sort of draw
an ensemble across the crotch.
Yeah,
like patchwork quilt. Oh, look at my patchwork quilt.
I really hated my burgundy Speedos. I remember being like, because we got a school uniform letter went out, and shorts and not permitted. Swimming trunks is what is needed for swimmers.
Yeah,
I've had to save a lot less bricks. We were prepared for it, but I haven't saved one rubberized brick.
Never saved a rubber brick.
No, I'm not. I mean, I did at school. I trained for it.
Yes.
Get to see one in distress that I've had to get hold of.
You've ever been kidnapped in the night Thrown in the river in your pajamas?
Oh, a couple of times.
Yeah,
that was worth it.
That's a good one. That's a handy lesson.
Yeah.
That's
Right, anyway.
That is where it comes from.
Can I pass it on then, or not?
Go for it. Yeah.
Right. James, how's your week been?
Who?
What did you have? James.
Oh, sorry.
James, how's your week been? What did you have for lunch? What are you drinking? What is the most annoying song that your wife plays in the car that you hate and she likes?
Thanks, Rick.
What are you vaping on as well?
Oh yeah. What am I vaping on? Yeah. Been a good week. Been exciting, full of excitement. It hasn't really. It's been pretty. I mean, even though it's been a little different because I was out for drinks at the weekend on a Nev meet, and it was birthday. It was my birthday on the Friday, and we put up a few drinks on the Friday, and so it's been a little bit different. So it's been a good week. Mainly drinking, a lot of drinking, punishing my liver.
Did you get mortal at the Nev meet?
We had a few. I'll tell you what, for people who were in the Sunderland area, we found quite a good in the northeast. It's worth travelling now. There was a good little pub called Hidden, and it used to be a market. It used to be Park Lane Market. And it used to be outdoor market, and now it's a pub, which is a little bit weird. It's been converted. It's been kind of, but it's vape friendly, and that's the thing. That's why we spent a lot of time in there. It's full of fire. There's lots of fire in there, and there's draft lager.
Is it outside?
It's sort of outside, but they've put loads of like semi-transparent roofs on there. Because it used to be a market, there's this what used to be the market stalls. Because even though it wasn't just an open market, it was a pre-built brick market sort of thing with these little market stalls, and they've got kind of half of it.
Who else is getting a bit of a chubby on over the word market by James? I am, definitely.
That's weird. So what used to be these little market stalls are now little cubbies with like a flame pit in there and couches, and the bit that was open has kind of got a bit of a roof on it, but enough so that you can vape in there and nobody says anything. You cannot smoke in there, but you can vape in there. We spent a lot of time, and everywhere's covered in fire. There was fire everywhere, basically fire pits, and then colour gas sort of tube of fire. I don't know what they are. The tube of fire with the cage around it.
That's what it's called. One tube of fire, please, sir.
That a tube of fire, and you can vape in there, and I'd start a promenade on draft, which was nice. So that's my week, pretty much. I am drinking. I'm not really drinking. That's just for sure. I'm drinking Bittenberger, which is a nice little German.
Oh, they sell that in Lidl.
Bitburger's fantastic. Oh,
it's good. Yeah, it's really good beer.
If you buy it off a pump, it's rubbish because it reacts really badly with dirt. So if you go in a dirty pub, it would be no good. But I used to get shit faced on Bitburger.
But I rather like that. It's quite strong for my like. It's like 85% foot, 100%. So what am I vaping on? I am vaping on the usual. I say the usual. It's a bit of a mixture. I've got a few little mixtures, a couple of little mixtures going at the minute. Got Haw with some tobacco crunch and a little bit of Legend in there, all from concentrate. Just all kind of blended together because I quite fancied something a little bit different. But the truth is they're all pretty much the same, but it's a little bit different. It's not quite as sweet as some of them. In my Lucas with Viper V2 and a Hellfire Whistle on the top. I have got some new stuff. Oh, I've had a bit of a deviate from the skunk this week. I got an Aries tank from Mark Todd on my birthday, and it's the first time in about a year I've not vaped. So this is the tank developed by the Vaping Reek and P. Basardo, and it's pretty good. It's what a K-Fun coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda been. If you know what I mean. It's top fill. It's it's not a full-on mouth to lung. It's a restricted lung. It's more than a mouth to lung. It's something in between a restricted mouth
that
to lung.
Seems like it pleases no one.
No, I like it. I like the draw on it. It's a good draw. I mean, it's adjustable.
Reminds me of a squape.
Pardon?
Sort of like squape R style draw.
Maybe similar, but it's I've had no bother with a wick. It's got this kind of floating chamber, with the wicks actually kind of dangling into the juice. I don't know if you can see there. So it wicks beautifully. It's been dead good. It's got a top fill system on. I've got it on me FMB, which is a cool thing. Hadn't been used for ages, and this has been collared. I don't know if you can see there. It's got
nice mod, very nice.
It's got a.
I like them FM.
Oh, he's got the Damascus plate on it.
Yeah, it's been damaged by Collier, and it's got a custom flat button on there.
Lovely boy, and he's in a wheelchair, isn't he? So extra points.
Bonus, yeah, absolute bonus. I have no idea what that means. I've been using that, and then today from Dave, I got a little bit of vape mail. And this is the Matrix by Galactica. Can you say that?
Yeah.
And this is an old school. This is from 2014, I think, and this is kind of the predecessor to me squonking, certainly. And it's got a tiny little air hole. And I've got in there. I have got. Also, what I should have said was I've got some. One of the ice cream man flavors in that one. It's very nice. And I've got the two from last week mixed together in that one. The two from Mana Druid's Bush, from them chaps, mixed in there. Yeah. So that came from Dave Clement, who's another admin on UKS. And I'd like to wish Dave all the best for 2018 because he's had a bit of a crap 2017. So all the best, Dave, and thank you very much for sending that on. And what do I have? And this is me a little bit of vape mail. I got my little bot plugs from. I love this little thing. I love this little kind of battery spare bottle with a bot plug in there from Rick. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
So drinking. What did I have for lunch? I had a ham salad sandwich.
Oh,
Hold the egg, ham salad sandwich. Hold the egg. I said to my dear wife, "Dear wife, I'll have a ham salad sandwich, but hold the egg." Song. There's this. I don't know what it's called. There's this "Girls Aloud" song that she likes, that Em likes, and. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know what it is. I don't care what it is.
I think I only know one. Oh, I know Jump, and didn't they redo Eternal Flame?
I don't know, John. I don't want to know. You need.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong.
I don't know. I don't want to know. And she's got to take good taste in music, but she likes this thing. It's kind of well up my throat just thinking about it. So that's me there. So
I want you to sing it, James.
No. I can't. When it comes on, I go. I refuse to. But I know it's by Girls Aloud. I know it definitely is. It's on iTunes. It's on my iTunes account. You know when you just put random on iTunes and then. But you put like songs.
Oh, it's a fool's errand pressing random, isn't it? Because you know something's going to come up you don't want to hear.
Unless you're incredibly meticulous.
I in the past I have been incredible. I had a kind of an iTunes account, and since me Mac went down, I have not bothered to reinstate a lot of that music. But consequently, that Girls Aloud track is still on there. So John.
Yes.
Good evening. How's your week been?
Okay.
What are you vaping? What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping on? And what was literally the last thing you put in your mouth? What was literally the last thing you put in your mouth?
Right,
Your thumb.
It's been a good week. Yeah, it's kind of it feels like the end of the year and everybody's getting their Christmas orders in just at Nick. So it's good, nice and busy. Yeah, cool. What did I have for lunch? One of my favourite lunches. It was up there. It is probably my number one favourite lunch. I had leftover Dominoes from the night before.
Cold leftover Dominoes.
Okay. What you want to do, put about that much water in the bottom of a mug and put it on the plate with some pizza slices. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes in the microwave. Brilliant. Just keep.
You're not a fan of the upside down fry?
Upside down fry, I don't know.
In a dry frying pan, upside down.
I've not done that. But who don't like next day Dominoes is nearly better than Dominoes. It's really good. Yeah.
I like it cold.
I think next day pizza is.
Yeah, I'm a fan of cold as well. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not a fan of the cold. I'm afraid I don't like the cold.
But I do like. It's like a little bit of a treat. This Dominoes for us. Dominoes. What am I vaping on? That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? It's vaping show, isn't it? I have a Dacus Switchfet Skonker with the B2K on top. Beautiful. And in that is Carrot Cake by Pistol. It's very good. Next up, I have got this rather wonderful clicker by CSM Mods. Mr.
Lovely.
Christopher Scott McKenzie.
I love that mod.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one.
It's so good.
What colour is it in real life? I saw a couple of pictures, and one looked red and one
purple.
And it is purple.
Pinky kind of purple.
Pinky purple.
Yeah, pinky purple. I've got the Delrin doors with it too. We were sat in a bar. I think it was like Travelodge or something at Expo The Return. It was Rick. You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, me, Rick, Richard had gone home. Craig and cohorts and stuff, and Chris had got one of these on him, and he'd got this in a pipe mod, which is also incredible. And he showed us this, and instantly I was absolutely blown away by this mod. It is fucking fantastic. I know Richard's got one as well. The switch, I think my camera's up to it, is the C here. Of Chris Scott Mods, and it's so good, and I know it's the Chris said it's exactly the same size as a normal mech Skonker. That's absolutely true, but there's a switch foot hidden under the C, and I just think it feels tiny. I've got quite small hands, but I can make it vanish.
It's the same height as an SQ.
Yes,
it's a bit narrow.
I think it's exactly the same dimensions as a Phobic. Like millimeter for millimeter. Yeah.
And but the Skunk is here. Let me take the door off.
It does seem very convenient having the button there and the Skunk there.
It is. Mr. Mark Todd reckons it's not ambidextrous, but I reckon it is. Looks something like that. Look at that. You couldn't get a gnat's fucking pube in between the battery and the box.
Exactly the same size as a mechanical, basically, isn't it?
Exactly, because it's made the switch fed on front. Put it on. And in that, I've got Nata, which is a fantastic Portuguese custard tart by Nata. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of these, especially today, because people have had them landing, and they're incredible. Thank you again, Chris, for this mod. It is absolutely gorgeous. Next up, I don't even know what the name of the mod is because I just nicked it. Sorry, I nicked it from the shop. Does anybody know? What's that? It squeezes like that. What's that?
I don't know.
It's got like a little. The screen's hidden behind this flap.
Oh, is it Wismec?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was just one that was there. It was just in the shop.
Is it called the Hitty Screen Squeeze?
It is the Hiddy screen squeeze. And on top of that, I've got an Innokin T20 because I was recommending the Innokin stuff to. I recommended the T18 and to somebody yesterday, and then I thought I'm going to try the T20 because it was in the shop. It's £12.99 from the Vaping Emporium, Ipswich, Felix, and Colchester.
In all three of them.
Yeah,
you've got to go to all three shops to get it for that.
You don't have to. You can get it from any one of them.
Any one of them.
And I put 45 milligram cactus punch in it today. And I know this is kind of it's quite well known as a tank to get people off smoking. I'm going to say something controversial. This is not mouth to lung. It's not. It's
slightly too loose, isn't it?
Too loose. So you end up. Look, I can do this is a restricted lung hit with 45 milligram. Yeah, it's too loose. But
it was 13 quid.
13 quid. Look at that.
1-3. It was £13 for that.
Yeah, so it's £12.99. You have to get 1p change with 13 quid.
That is crazy.
Yep. And the last, but by no means least, is that one with an extra in the bullet for. And we're on to the last question. The last question was, what's the last thing I had in my mouth? The answer was a drip tip for Rev 4. Right. It was a mental question on the show. And Richard, how's your week been? What did you have for lunch today? What are you vaping on? And when was the last time you wore underpants? Not boxers, underpants.
Okay.
It looks really serious because we're in suits. When was the last time you wore underpants? Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, so lunch I had jacket potato with cottage cheese. Just cause. The week's been good. Oh, is anyone getting any feedback?
I've got a bit of feedback.
No. Awkward here.
Well, other than in chat saying, yes, you are shite.
A week's been okay. Quite busy in some ways. Freddie's walking kind of now, which is good. Yeah, so yeah, pretty standard week. This and that, you know.
It's good. I like little Freddie.
Doing all the polls, that's always good fun. But yes, so yeah, pretty standard week. No major thing this week to talk about. Y fronts, is that what you mean?
Yeah, like undercrackers, you know, underpants, not boxers.
I've got a particularly tight pair of trouser suit bottoms actually, and so if I find it just alleviates a millimeter of pain when I wear Y fronts with those, because boxer shorts are quite. Yeah, so there's a certain suit that I wear for some meetings sometimes that's quite tight, and I wear Y fronts with that.
Is there a specific reason that you wear the tight suit for some meetings, Richard? Is it like the CEO is kind of middle-aged lady who kind of is there something like that, and then you kind of put on the extra tight.
I think it's a middle-aged man, and he just says that he goes to Richard. Don't forget, Richard, do wear the suit.
Oh, it's not as exciting as that. I've just got 3 suits. This isn't one of them actually. This is just a bodge job. But I've got 3 suits I wear for meetings, and I wear one until it's too dirty, second one till it's dirty, then that one, and then when all 3 need dry cleaning, I take them down.
Are you a 2 pairs of pants man? Do you have one jacket, 2 pants? Do you
oh no.
Just a full suit.
Yes, yeah, full suit. So yeah, that's not too exciting, is it? But that's the only time I'd ever consider Y fronts. I think I've never used the Y. That's not
never used it. Never used it. No. I don't know if anyone ever has ever.
You've never. Whoa! You've never. What? But the Y is the key. Well, that's what. It's what you're over the top. Are you over the top? James,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah, over the top. Or sometimes in really public lavatories, all of it all the way down.
All the way down. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I was thinking that. I was in the toilet the other day, and I was thinking that it's still one of the funniest jokes ever.
Yeah.
You know, a bloke walking in and trousers and pants down to ankles for a piss. It's still funny.
I think it's great. I love
Still
it.
funny.
I love it.
That's just a good joke.
So that's that. Drinking. I've got a dead pony from a brew dog, and then I'm moving on to a punk. Standard. Actually, a bit naughty those because they're sort of Christmas presents, but what can you do?
Christmas presents for you or for somebody else?
Yeah, for me.
All right.
For me, but we've got this thing. I don't know if this is a thing, but we're not allowed to put presents under the tree.
Yeah,
Really?
that's just you.
That's where they're meant to go, though. You're meant to fill up.
Tree.
You're meant to shovel the presents under the tree. It's got to be loads there for Christmas morning, isn't there? Under the tree.
I agree, but I think Sarah thinks they should magically appear from Santa.
We do. I will say.
Oh, we have both.
Family tradition was nothing was under the tree until Christmas, like Christmas Day when you woke up. It was under the tree.
Yeah, that's what Sarah's going for.
Yeah,
we do both because we have the Santa stockings as well. Sorry, we have the Santa stockings for Santa's presents, and then we have other presents under the tree as well.
So you buy presents for Santa?
No, Santa brings his own and puts them in the stockings on Christmas Eve night, and then we have a few under the tree from us.
Yeah, you don't buy for Santa. Santa wants for nothing.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's loaded. He's minted, Santa.
Yeah.
His
boxes up to his eyes.
Stacked.
Yeah. Vaping on. I'm not sure why these things. I'm not as planned as usual, but I've got the Vulcan it's the Vulcan 1 mod with the Alpha RDA from Vulcan Bros. I've got that with Mango Lassie. It's all right. It's all right. It's a nice little combo, that actually. I feel like Mango Lassie, I'm half tempted to throw the other half of this custard in the other half of this bottle and have like a mango custard.
It's yours. You may do with it as you wish.
That'd work. I reckon.
Because it's not a complex flavour. This is it. I think they'd work together.
What's that? The mango? I think it's one of those ones. I think it's cleverer than it seems.
Yeah, I need more time with it, I think. But as it stands, I think I'm really tempted to just custard it up and have like a really nice mango custard. But
Go for your life.
Conspiracy RDA on the SQ. This pairing has been together for ages since we got the SQ.
That's a good RDA, isn't it? I've got a couple of those. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, I
gave my SQ to Mike.
I love
he asked me if you could have it.
I love what you can do with the coils on it. Great. Put them wherever you want.
Yeah, it's just a tasty vape. A bit more restricted than the Goon, which is fine because the Goon's so airy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that RDA. It's good.
And then I've got this.
What's that?
This is The Clicker by Chris Scott McKenzie.
Oh.
Nice.
Never seen that before, that one.
It's all right. It's all right, you know. I'm loving the this I don't know if it's on paper this kind of doesn't work. Like having a cut out bit of wood just makes you think that this is just a bendy bit of wood that somehow it's in real life. It's so smart. It's so smart. And
the tolerance is just right, isn't he? So it works on the switch there.
Perfect.
Oh, it's great, and I'm really enjoying that, actually. This is my first Switch Vet, I think. Switch Vet.
No, it's not. You got a Menagel one.
Oh, I've got the SVB as well. Sorry, yeah. But that doesn't.
I will say when
it's hidden, isn't it? You know?
I was just going to say when you take the door off, you would expect that piece of wood to be really sort of flimsy.
Yeah,
really thin, and it's not. No, you can't even hardly feel it move. So it's mad.
And like John says, the size and everything is just fantastic. Yeah, really loving this clicker, and it looks like looking at all the hand checks this week, it looks like they're doing all right, and well deserved. Yeah, very, very nice from the brilliant Chris Scott. So yeah, I'm loving that. In there, I have got. I think it's this one on the B2K. Have you seen this? There's the caviar edition now of the B2K.
I have seen the
stainless steel top cap. Looks great.
I saw Mr. Bonner had got the caviar edition.
Yeah, I like stainless. I would go stainless steel over Ultim all day.
Yeah, me too. I would.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Ultim, but I still see stainless steel over Ultim.
But yeah, still enjoying the B2K. So the people that haven't liked it, I think it's the airflow just throwing people off a bit, because it does go down, doesn't it, before coming up, and it does change the way it draws a bit compared to a normal RDA. But I really like it. So there we go. Let's move on.
Oh, let me just say, I didn't say what beer I was drinking, so I just thought I'd quickly do it. I started off the night with a proper job IPA, and then I went on to. Oh, I shouldn't have done that because somebody said. So I made a joke, so I better do it properly. I started off the night with a St. Austell Brewery proper job Cornish IPA, bottle conditioned, and then I moved on to Brewdog's Elvis Juice. Oh, that was they wanted me to do voices.
It's that time. It's exactly 23 minutes to 10. It's time for getting to know James.
Getting to know.
Oh, we need
the
thing. Hold on. We got a jingle. Anyway, so we're all wearing suits.
Have they noticed in chat?
Yeah, I think someone else. One of them. So I don't think of the funny jokes I've seen. We're all doing court. Whose funeral is it? Seems to be quite popular.
I'm having trouble here. Hang on.
You lot.
I didn't queue it up.
You look like you're all dressed like Brian Epstein.
Quite a waltzy then.
Wow, filling the dead air.
Everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet then. Everyone be quiet.
Got to find an answer to the question. Somebody, come on, somebody.
Okay, so it's that time of the week where we get to find out more about our new host, James Blythe from UK Squonkers. We ask the question, find out a little bit more. It's a fascinating insight into the man, the myth, the legend. James, did you threaten to overrule him?
Well,
did you threaten to overrule him? Did you threaten to overrule him?
I did.
That's all we've got for this week. Getting to know James.
Getting to know James. Getting to know all about James.
Am I the only one who's got no idea what you're asking then?
I got it. It was. I can't even think of the movie. Hold on, let me just.
No, it's not a movie. It wasn't a movie. It was. It's a very obscure reference to the. If anyone figures it out in chat,
put it in chat.
Yeah, Swartzy. I'll send you some vinyls and some other bits. It was Paxman's interview of Michael Howard at the time. He was leader of Conservative.
Oh, okay.
An amazing.
Very good. It was a very Paxy question. Matt English seconds behind. Mick Blizzard and Matt English seconds behind.
There's a scene behind the curtain there. Are we doing the awards or are we doing the news first?
Let's do awards.
Just any news?
Sod the news.
Everybody's waiting for the awards.
I've got too much news to go through this week.
You're always the same, Rick. Always.
We won't never get through it all. We will never get through it all.
Always the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, we're going to go through the OMI Awards, the awards that you've been voting on all week, and we're going to go through those. If that's and we're going to say what we'd say as well, and put all that up. The first one was Best Budget Mod. We sort of put a caveat on it. I think under £50 or under £60, something like that. I've got, if you've got a picture of that poll, Rick. Oh, might need to zoom in a bit. If you can. Okay, so best budget mod of 2017 was there what springs to mind? Everyone else's mind? Is there any others that aren't on the list or anything?
No, I mean I don't know anything about these budget mods anyway, to be honest. But I would have said the RX Gen 3 probably. But everyone's loving that Pulse, aren't they? So
yeah, it's done very well. It's done very well.
I haven't had one myself, but seems to be well received.
Have you had gone one, Jay?
I think a little bit later in the. If it had been a little bit later in the year, the Hot Sig RSQ would have been up there instead. Because there is, I know. I mean, the difference is massive there, but there is still quite a lot of people who enjoy vaping with a board in there, with a little bit of regulation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And have you had a go on the Hot Sig?
I've not. I know, but the water. Apparently it's got a waterproof chip, and that is one of the things about mech squonking is the element where you can't get any juice by over squonking or whatever it may be on your board because there isn't a board in there. The waterproof chip in there is it inspired? No, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Board. Not chip. Board.
There's a chip on the board that if you get juice in there, it's probably gonna break. I
haven't said that for quite a long time, have I? I've been letting it go. All these people saying chip, I've just been letting it go. But I think a New Year's resolution, gonna jump on everyone that says chip.
No, I think it's a good idea. You should use me as an example there, Rick.
It was a bit of a landslide on the poll, actually, looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
Pulse VF. I mean, it was a very torrid year, the first half of the year for the budget squonker, wasn't it?
I want to say though, don't you think that there's a little bit of, when it gets to December and they do best lyricist ever on Channel 4, right? Whoever's got an album out in November is going to get in the top 3. So you always end up with some twat. Like I remember a few years ago, famously, it was Robbie Williams. I think it was Robbie Williams, John Lennon, Eminem, or something stupid. And there was always going to be a bit of that. If you asked the same question in June, would you have got the same answer?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't exist, so you couldn't. But
yeah, I know what you mean. It's the in budget mod right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the in budget mod. I don't think it's up to much, but it's fine. Other people do. I don't think it's up to much.
It's not far off in terms of affordability, looks, and stuff like that. It's got a couple of things that could be a bit better, but overall, it's the button's a bit soggy, but it's not far off, and it has opened up everyone to squonking, I guess. So and it got a massive amount of the votes as well. But I voted for the RX Gen 3. I still think if someone's happy with the free battery configuration, it's just absolutely.
If you want an all-day beta that you're not worried about running out of batteries, that's the one, isn't it?
There isn't anything that mod can't do, and it's like 35 quid. 200 watts, it can really do it.
I mean, they've nailed it with these RX mods, haven't they? The last 2 years, really.
Yeah, I've still got one. I've had two. I got it not last Christmas before. Still no problem.
Which probably is the most popular, really cheap mod the last couple of years, though. That range out of everything that's come out. Yeah. Don't you think? The Rulo and the RX ones.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. In terms of, I don't know if I took it.
But I will say this is the viewer's choice.
Oh no, I'm comfortable with that choice as well. I think it's fairly solid. I've got one on the desk right now. It's pretty solid, and 2700 as well. So it really was on trend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so that's the first one. What's next on the list, or just pick the random one, Rick? All
right, here we go. We'll go for this one.
Oh, this was another absolute landslide as well. Best RDA of 2017. It's been.
Oh, this is
It's not, is it? I will say the Wasp's all right, but it's not. It's not the best RDA of 2017.
No,
58 people.
No, it's not. I mean, it's just not. I've got one, but it's not the best RDA.
We've come far enough along with these ATAs now that there needs to be more than one RDA category now, because you've got the little guys there and you've got the big guys.
It's the best budget. I mean, it depends. If you call the budget 25 quid, then it's the best.
Not even that. It's not even that.
Less than that, depending on where you buy it from. I think it is probably the best RDA of 2017, where if you take into account money versus quality vape ratio.
Yeah.
I don't think anything
I'll go for that.
Will give you as good a quality. Even the goon, it isn't up there with the Wasp with regards to if you buy it from a source that isn't from the UK, you will not get more vape for your money than a Wasp.
No, you get 3 probably for the price of a goon. 3 or 4. Yeah, I agree. And you can
get goons are 50 quid, aren't they? 50 quid a goon.
Yeah, and you can get 2? You can get 2 Wasps.
Okay, you can get 3 of them.
B2K as well.
But this poll is a squonk influenced poll.
But it's a sign of the times, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I don't know though. I don't know. I think there should be 2 categories of RDA now, and there should be the little guys and the bigger ones.
I suppose if you're doing it properly, you might need 4 categories.
Possibly, yeah.
Because you've got your cloudy RDAs, you've got your squonky RDAs, you've got your budget RDAs.
You've got your cloudy squonky RDAs, your budget cloudy squonky BF RDAs.
Single coil RDAs.
Single coil, your dual coils. But I don't know. I like the Wasp. It's fine if you vape that way.
It is,
but I would choose the goon over that any day of the week.
Somebody said in the chat it's got one fault, which is it's so cheap that reviewers don't pick it up. I'm not being stupid, but to say the Wasp has got one fault isn't true. It whistles like fuck. The top cap is as thin as a 1-ply piece of toilet paper. It has got faults, but I mean, for the price, I've no argument against it.
Do you know what? Out of those top 2, I've got them both. I wouldn't say that the Haku is better than the Wasp.
Absolutely, no.
I think they're on par for vape. For the vape, the flavour of the vape.
I can't believe the Haku's in the top 3, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and the armor is easily, for my money, the best vape out of all of them. That's sure.
I would say
I haven't had a go on that.
The armor's a great vape, an absolutely great vape. Single coil, dual coil.
I strongly suspect that the Haku's in the top 3 because people are trying to make sure that their money is safe.
That's a point. I might have to sell mine then.
Yeah, sell it off the back of this.
No, it's brilliant. The Haku really is the best. It should be a number 1.
And it's worth RRP at second hand.
Easily worth. It's worth more than RRP. I should be flipping this thing.
It's a good poll though, in terms of everything on there is pretty solid.
Yeah, I've definitely no issue, and I don't have an issue with the winner at all. I've not a problem because again, it comes down to for the money. As James said, once you weigh it up and you take the money into account, it's over. It's the Wasp. It's definitely.
And it's an Omi favourite as well. I quite like that because there won't be many polls where that wins.
But I know it's cheap, but that isn't what the poll was about. Was how cheap something was. It was how good something was.
There was no price. There was no price on it at all.
So I don't think the Wasp is better than the Goon.
The Goon won by miles last year, didn't it?
Yeah, the original one probably. Yeah. I hope it did. I still think it's still my favourite Atty.
I use it every day.
I guess you could argue the 1.5 wasn't different enough because they did it so well first time.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I still sort of part of me prefers the build quality of the 1.5, but I still use the original one more.
But is the Goon really as good as the Nudge RDA?
I don't even know what that is.
We'll find out next week, James, when you review it.
I did just notice that the man with the distro. If you look at that vote again, if you look at the man,
Toby's voted for his own. Look,
Toby's voted for his own. I just saw a little Toby's face just popping up on it.
But they're all great.
Well, fair play.
I will just a quick mention to the B2K, which has been like flying up recently. I mean, it's like the for want of a better phrase, the new Wasp. I know it's 20 quid more, but it's really been flying up there. For what you get, it is ridiculous.
I think the quality of the B2K is definitely better than the Wasp is. It's not a quality made thing, the Wasp, is it? Let's face it. But it vapes well. No. It vapes fine.
Yeah. Again, I'm not arguing, and I'm not trying to dissuade. It's definitely the Wasp's the winner, but the B2K is. I mean, in one box, you get a lot of stuff.
You do. I mean, I'd never tried the B2K, but when I saw Mark Robson when he first got his and he displayed the plethora of goodies you got, I was blown away by that. So I tried one on the weekend at the Nev meet. Simon McDermott had one on the go, and I mean the thing is with McDermott, he's a bit of a titty, but you know what? He can build. He is a superb builder. He is a beautiful. He's really good calling at me. And it was a superb vape. He had it absolutely spot on. Great vape.
But I honestly reckon between like the Wasp Hacker and the B2K, there's not a lot of difference in the flavour of that. They're all like someone else has said it before. There's a gnat's stick between these small guys.
It's like I think you'll find it was the Queen Mother himself, Mr. Mark Todd, when he says that one atomizer is better than another. It is that now. When we were talking 4 or 5 years ago, it was. That.
Oh yeah, night and day. Then it's not now though, is it? At all. It's lucky. I mean, this is a popularity contest. Of more people have got the Wasp Nano than have got all those other ones. That's why.
Absolutely.
That's why it's at the top.
That's why it's won. Totally happy that it's won as well.
Yeah.
But you spot on, John. It's how much time people are willing to invest in getting the build right for them. I think that it comes down to in a lot of cases. Because they are so similar and so good. I'm not just saying, I don't mean similar in a bad way. I mean similar in so much as the quality is high, the quality of construction is high, the tolerances are usually all pretty much spot on. Now you're not getting, people don't accept top cops that just fly off or that you kind of get on. And
I love that. I like the fact that people have, because there was shit. I remember years ago when people would say, "Yeah, no, buy it, right? Listen, what you want to do? Get a cordless drill." What? Yeah. The fuck am I getting a cordless drill for?
Yeah, you had to drill out air holes and things back then, didn't you?
Yeah, no, we don't have to do that, and I think it's fantastic. I really.
I mean, there was don't get us wrong. I'm not taking away from that. I did quite enjoy that element of get this right. Let's. You know what I mean? There were
only 10 atomizers out back then. And they were all 100 quid each.
You used to have to wait for the review just in case it had like a fundamentally massive flaw.
Which is crazy.
And they nearly always all did as well. That's the thing.
we accept so much in vaping that would not be accepted anywhere else. It
wasn't until the K fun that an Atty that's probably the first Atty that was right in every area, really. There was always something that was bad or poorly made with those other ones, really.
If you're playing award show bingo, the K Fun has been mentioned.
Hey.
Take that off your.
Yeah.
So that's that one. I'm fairly comfortable with the result, and I like it when an Omi backed thing wins something.
Yeah.
Because it did get the big Omi thumbs up, didn't it? Early doors.
Absolutely. I had one. I bought it because it was 20 quid.
Next, let's go for this one.
Ooh, best juice of 2017. This was tough. This was really tough. The amount of different nominations, as you'd expect, there was so many.
I can see my face is on the one of the juices. I'm not the sole distributor for in the UK.
I'm looking for your face now. Oh yeah, lemon crack. So this was the most varied nominated category by miles. Obviously, everyone has their own favourite, don't they? Mm-hmm. I should say, Notion by Premise. There were about 4 different juices from Premise nominated, and obviously that really watered down the the vote ultimately when it came down to it. So if it had just been juice line, I think the premise stuff would have done a lot better. But they call that the Craig David factor, don't they?
And I'll tell you, I've just seen something on here actually as well with we just said about Toby with the B2K. Look on the Hakuchu one.
I've seen it.
Look, you've got Stuart there. Look, Stuart, you can't vote for your own thing.
And then you've got who's next to him?
He tried to nominate his own thing.
You've got Chandler next to him.
Is it?
Yeah. I did kind of want to say.
It's good though. It's funny.
James knows Mark Selby at Cactus Punch
very well.
And St. Simon of Sawyer was the first person who ever sent me a bottle of Cactus Punch. And from the first time I tried it, which was Vape Fest last year, it counts as a new release because it didn't exist as a concentrate until this year. I tried it at Vape Fest last year, and when Simon came up with the idea for Just Adding It, we were sat around the table, I knew we had to get Mark. Cactus Punch is one guy. All those Cactus Punch, which is on there, Cactus Jackie's on there, Mojito, Tropical, Lychee, and obviously Jackie's on there.
Well, I'm pleased he got up. I'm pleased. I mean, I voted for Cactus Jackie, but I like Cactus Punch as well.
Cactus Jackie and Mango Lassie got more nominations than they did votes.
I'm incredibly proud that Just That Nick are the sole distributor for the top 3. I know all of these people, I'm incredibly proud that Cactus Punch is number 1. I know Mark, I know Dean at Coil Vapes, and obviously we all know Toby.
I think I'm quite pleased with this poll. They're all of those are good juices. I haven't tried the Notion. That's the only one I haven't tried.
No, see, I've not tried that either.
All of those are good juices. They all deserve to be on the last.
With having the top 3, and I just wanted to say, I will say a shout out to my boss and best friend, which is Simon, because without his idea of what we do, it wouldn't exist, and you wouldn't have those things.
Big shout out to Simon at Just Add Kit.
Yeah, and a massive shout out to Mark Selby, because he is.
Yeah, I hope he's really chuffed with that. Yeah, I hope he's really chuffed with that.
Yeah, he's done a good thing.
He's incredibly happy. I know he messaged me the other day when he thought he was in for a win. It's a great liquid.
Awesome. I'm really happy with that poll. Yeah, very comfortable with the results on that one. Next one, Rick.
Whoa! Let's not just fly through these. Let's have everybody's opinion.
Sorry, James.
Go. I would like to say that that Mark. I don't know Mark. I've known Mark for a few years. That juice, and I did the label. I did the labels for Mark.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember we were doing this before you were even.
I did the graphics for. I rejigged the original OG Punch. But I tried, and I did some of the labels. I did pretty much all the labels for the rest of them. But
you use all of yours, James.
The original Punch, Mark had in development for a long time. I mean, I don't want to say a year, but it might be a year, going from mate to mate with these rejigged, remixed new versions, and he went through a lot, and he crowd tested. And he went, and he genuinely, he deserves this this award this year, because he put a lot of work into it. And he's not a juice maker. He's not a juice maker as a professionally sort of thing. He's a taxi driver professionally. He juice. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He did in his spare time, I suppose like a lot of juice makers, they start in the spare time because they're looking for something that they want to vape. But he really, really put it through its paces to get to the point where it is today.
It's when you see, I often see, and you know juice makers, James, and being one yourself as well. I often see people saying, putting up, what do people want? And they think someone's going to say, people are going to go, an apple with a bit of toffee and like a hint of Baileys, and they're going to fucking hit, they're going to do that, and they're going to fucking fly. If you need to ask people, you've already got it wrong. Don't let the fucking a camel is a horse designed by committee. Don't give a shit. Just get this idea, this thing, and refine it. Absolutely. But Mark have got this thing and ran with it.
You've done it.
I think he just jumped. He got in at the right time with this cactus flavour. There were
I think that's what he did. He
they weren't very good.
No. And he wanted to make cactus perfect. That's what I think it was. I think he had cactus and he wanted to make cactus perfect, and that was where his testing went. Ultimately, I know you've got to trust your own palate, and that's where I know you've got to trust your own palate over everybody else's. Basically, you kind of just take one man's word. But I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed to bits for Mark. I'm chuffed to bits for you, mate. That's all I want to say.
Well deserved, I reckon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And chuffed to bits for Dean, and chuffed to bits for Toby as well.
I'm chuffed to bits for all of them.
All of them that got in the shortlist.
I'm going with the top three.
And it's just purely coincidental that they were in the top three this year.
Next.
Oh, biggest fail product of the year.
Easy one, really. This is an easy one for me to choose. I mean,
the Bit Turbo was the early runner. A lot of nominations for that. And it turned into a bit of a discussion as well on the thread, because what they did wrong was the marketing, the safety pack, the packaging, all that sort of stuff. The actual device, never actually killed anyone. And it functionally it did kind of work. The Bit Turbo, for those that don't remember, do I still have one here? It was this. The Bit Turbo. It was a series. It was
it's that one. I remember that
thing with 2 RDAs. And what they did wrong was they put starter kit on the box, which obviously at 8 volts isn't really starter kit. It also said minimum resistance 1.1 ohm on a series, and it said that literally on the mod and on the packaging and everything, which is just crazy, and all that sort of stuff. And so it was a marketing disaster. But the actual device, it does actually have things in that stop amp draw and all that sort of stuff, and it wasn't as bad as the marketing for it, really. Whereas the exoskeleton was a fail. I mean, the Cthulhu MRDA, it just wasn't mouth to lung. It wasn't tight enough. It was marketed as a mouth to lung RDA, and it just wasn't tight enough. The Druga Squonker was just a bad squonker. It just didn't function very well as a squonker. And the Innocan lift, again, just doesn't really I've got an Innocan lift. I can't bring myself to do a video on it. It just doesn't work very well. It doesn't work very well, and it's a solution to something that wasn't a problem. So that's that one. But the exoskeleton, that ticked all the boxes. Terrible marketing, the cage. Some people's burnt down. It's it
was poor, and you did a video on it. I mean, it looked like it was supposed to be tough, didn't it? That was the thing, really.
Yeah, and
it's probably an all right board, and mod as a working mod, it was probably half decent.
Well, the board had a few issues as well, like battery reading issues and ohm reading issues and wattage output issues. And then some people's that was it. They didn't. They put a really weird solution to the battery safety on it. They put these like little sleeves inside the battery, the battery thing. So you could easily cause battery issues with it as well. And that's why a few of them, there's quite a few pictures around of the completely melted exoskeleton mods. It wasn't sturdy. It had that cage, but that cage was badly thought out. If it was intended to be force strength, if you put something like that on, you'd think it would sturdy, but it wasn't. It was just a complete disaster, and well deserving of a landslide win on that poll, I think.
Yeah, and that's what it got, wasn't it? It was 65 votes, way ahead of anything else. Probably all down to your video, actually.
Oh yeah.
So Don't expect any more freebies off of Wismec.
No.
But I mean, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. Anything that you design around the Hannibal Lecter suit thing, it's not gonna be a winner. Why would anybody want that?
It was really uncomfy to fire because the button was nested inside the cage, and you had to put your finger right around the cage to get in. Oh, the whole thing, start to finish, was just. Yeah, I think when on the video I did where I chucked it on the floor, I think it survived 3 drops from head height. I think, and then that was it. It died.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's good. They do some good stuff, don't they, Wismec? They put themselves out there and try some things, and it's hit and miss with them. Sometimes they can really nail it with things like the noisy cricket, but they missed in it. They missed in a big way with that one though.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm comfortable with them trying. I'm sure they'll be fine with how that went down. Ultimately, apart from the ones that obviously caught fire, that's not good. But well deserving fail of the year. Yeah, I think this one is there one more, Rick.
Yeah, I don't really want to do this one.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. You can literally see my tick.
Well, I'm not a modder. Let's just say that.
Well, this.
I haven't labelled myself a modder. I'm not.
This poll went on a real journey. The original nomination thread was manufacturer of the year, which created a big debate about what constitutes a manufacturer.
Yeah.
People started overwhelmingly naming modders, so it became a modder thing. There was more nominations for modders than any actual manufacturer. I mean, so it became Modder of the Year 2017, and what would have been a very difficult award for us to hand out became everyone else's problem.
But there are some glaringly obvious, exclusions from this list. That's what I would say.
There's a couple that we'll catch up with later in later awards, and so they were slightly dodged from this poll. But then there's a few missing. Is some glaring errors in terms of who should have been on. Perhaps like Eddie May, obviously. Darwin Mods, brilliant modder. He should be on there. There's a few.
Runt and
Runt guys, both of those guys. Yeah. And that was a problem when it went moddy wise, because people were just naming names, not
by us. It was a. You may, as Richard quite rightly said, you may blame yourselves. But that's not denying Nigel the top.
No.
I think the top 3. Well, I suppose we'll get onto it, Rick, as we go. But the top 2 certainly massive members of the community.
Yeah.
Nigel's fantastic on Facebook. He's at every event. He's absolutely top man. Time for everyone. Mike has just been incredible this year, especially with us on.
Mike's been amazing for like 2 years with us. It's like,
it does help. It does help for these things if everyone has had a good experience with you and are happy with you. But literally, that entire list are all brilliant people, brilliant modders.
John Malcolm did just mention in chat it's a bit racist. There's no nameless Chinese people on
Well, it was the will of the people.
I think Nigel is. He is well deserved. He's been on the go a lot of years.
My first ever mod. My first ever what would be deemed as a mod was.
I always thought he was. When I first started, he was high end. It was a little bit of a unicorn. I kind of aspired to get myself an SVB when I first started vaping, and I got one of these old school silver wired in the square jobbies, and I was chuffed to bits with it. I ran a scrape on that, and the beautiful thing was when you screwed on the scrape logo and the button all kind of lined up nicely, and I was pleased as punch for it. And Nigel's customer service has always been superb.
And, just Nigel. He's one of those people that when you're at an event and Nigel turns up, you're going to be all right. He's
a great lad, absolutely great.
He's just a great lad, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love him. I really do.
So well deserved, Nigel. Mike as well, obviously just brilliant this
well,
year, especially. Just
and our very own Mr. Grove in third. I mean, the whole list, as you say, is you obviously got Chris Scott McKenzie on there. Benji is genius. Brad, it's never going to get old.
I suppose if we were doing the manufacturer thing, the two that would stand out would be Rick and Chris Scott, I guess.
Yeah, I know, I know what you mean. But it's as we say, it's the people's choice this time. It's Nigel Moxon.
Nigel Moxon.
Well,
yes.
Congratulations, Nige.
Well done, Nige.
But everyone on that list, awesome.
Absolutely.
Highly recommended.
And beyond, I mean, I think it just goes to show that everybody, the modders, are so ingrained in the community and everyone's happy with all of them. They're not all on there. But everyone's happy with the UK. Aiden's on there. He's not from the UK. He's Irish, but you know, he's one of us.
We let him.
We call him British. He can be British.
They don't like gays or abortion, but we like him.
But no, everyone's happy with all these guys because they're all doing such a brilliant job, and it's good to see them getting appreciated.
Absolutely. Rightio, what is up next, Richard?
The next thing is moving on to some of our awards that sort of we've agreed on as hosts.
Yeah.
The Innovation Award is the first one. The Innovation Award. So it's sort of a breakthrough item in whatever form vaping related, I guess. And again, the two that stand out are. And there's two award winners on this one: Rick Grove and Herbie McCubbin.
Rick got to say nothing about this. It was absolutely tough shit.
Start reeling off all the things this year, John.
Okay, you can do Rick. We've got 2 bottles from Rick. We've got a 510 from Rick. We've got a 510 tool from Rick.
And then box. The box
from Rick. We've got the 3D printed file from Rick. It's absolutely undeniable. He really didn't want us to do this, but it's absolutely undeniable that Rick is something that keeps people. He is somebody that keeps people innovating and keeps people designing. I know you're absolutely squirming in your seat, but it is tough shit because.
It's made such a difference to the UK modding scene this year. Like the squonking scene, the modding scene.
I just remember another one, the squonk lock.
Squonk lock, yeah. Refilling bottle.
The squonk, what was it called? The bot plug from Rick.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? That's the best one.
That's the best one. The bot plug. Rick, I think there's a lot of people who would like, you know, modders and vapers alike who if they were here right now as we are, to thank you for what you've done for the community, regardless of how you.
Well, I mean, I couldn't do it without the support of them, so there's no thanks needed. I mean, if they don't use the stuff, I can't make it. So yeah. I'm humbled every day. I'm humbled now. You know, it's.
And let's go on to. We will also and Herbie as well.
As I was going to say, Herbie's brought out the Switch FET, which I supply to people as well, and he's done a great job with that. And that's being put in mods all over the world to people who I've sold it to, and he sells them to, including stars like Geppetto. And
is it literally
Europe? Yeah, it's every single little squonker that you get that's got a little clicky switch in it.
And this has been the it thing for the last couple of months, hasn't it? This mod's going from full mech to having this inside.
Yeah,
and it's pretty
much encompassing the full year there. Where at the start of the year it was, it's got a mod maker 510 in it, because 510s. You got to remember 510s. It used to be a pain in the arse.
I mean, we've kind of you know, I know James. Obviously, you've just joined us, but all the way through this, Rick showed us in the early days when Rick showed us the designs and he'd got the protos through, and then it came through. And to say we're proud of Rick is ludicrous. We're so proud of Rick.
Yeah, it's an
and I'm watching the chat right now, and it's just rolling up with people thanking Rick for what he's done. So,
I'm humbled. I'm humbled. Truly,
he's crazy modest as well, isn't
he? He's crazy. Rick, as far as Rick is concerned, is a very thick bloke who's done quite well. It's not true.
Yeah, but Herbie, coming back to Herbie.
Yeah. Let's make Rick happy and talk about Herbie for a little while.
Herbie deserves to be up there. He's done a great thing with these switch bets. Everyone's using them, from Mike Dacus to Geppetto to Chris Scott to everyone that's got a little squonker with a little clicky button.
We're sharing the award. It is Rick and Herbie's today, and as we said,
there's somebody else I want to throw in the mix, and he's already been mentioned. But Chris Scott, as a modder, I don't think anybody has innovated in their mod designs.
We've got something else for Chris. We've got something else.
Okay.
So don't worry about that. This is innovation.
Okay.
And this is you.
Well, congratulations, Herbie.
Yeah. And you've got to rember this. I mean, he does a great job with his own mods as well. The Infinity page, his mods. Everyone is a one of a kind. It's crazy when he gets it.
It's great. I've got one here. They're lovely.
When he gets it,
lovely little ones.
It's a different one. He brings out so much. I love Herbie. He's a great bloke, absolutely great bloke. That's not his real name, but I love Herbie. I absolutely love him. And Paul Jones's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy mod is unbelievable. The hit switches, the engraving is beautiful. The workmanship is just superb. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love Herbie. I love Paul Jones. He's a great dude. I love that mod. I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
You're pissed. James is pissed.
It's the big burgers. I'm not used to these big 4.8 jobs.
It's a big burger.
The big burgers are good big burgers. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
So the Innovation Award, I think, well deserved couple of people there. And the great thing is, it doesn't even need us to say it, because literally anyone vaping on a squonker that's been made in the UK this year is literally using those things. They're using an MM510 right now, this second. They're using the switch. They're using this stuff. So it's like fact. It's like a fact that we're just reiterating.
I just think we should all be applauding the whole UK modding scene, because everyone is getting on. Everybody's doing their thing, and it's great. We're all helping each other. It's brilliant.
When I see people sat on lists, that they've been sat on for a year, seriously, we have got some of the best modders right here in the UK, and they are.
I've got one of the best mods from one of the best modders coming on Monday.
Ooh,
but we'll see it on Thursday.
Teaser. But get these fucking things. You're literally buying stuff from another country. They've imported stuff from the UK.
It drives me mad when I see posts on your group, James, on UK Squonkers, someone wanting to spend 150 quid on a squonker. What's available? Fucking hell, there's so much available made in the UK. Why are you going to Italy to buy this stuff when you can get it from someone in the UK? And it's fantastic.
And the styling is excellent from we talked about this last week with the drama thing, with the Italy thing. I like Italian mods, and I love British mods. I love Chris Scott.
I don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Italians. I supply Italians with gear. I love Italian mods as well, but there's no shortage of good stuff here.
What my issue is, things go wrong, and my issue is Italian post is notoriously bad, and every single time I've had to put something in that's had to go through Italian post, I have been terrified until I've had a message to say it's been received, and then when it comes back to us, I am terrified, because what are you going to do? What do you, if it goes wrong? Your claims are
I've had stuff go missing in Milan. It's Milan sorting offices, the pain at Christmas.
So my issue, but that's by the by. UK modders, you're absolutely right. UK modders, there is some fantastic innovation, design, price points, customer service. Would rock and roll.
We're absolutely.
We are in the world number one. I know it was Italy in Scotland a few years ago. I don't think it is anymore. we could do with some more people in the UK making atties.
Yeah, definitely. I'm absolutely with you on that. Let's get on the other end of these. Get on these 2 mil tank thing because in the UK, it's
I've had a few bit burgers. Let's us tonight. We'll make an atty. Me, you, Rick.
I've got one designed.
It'll be awesome. It'll be bottom fed. It'll be between 26 and 14 mils. It'll be everything to everyone.
I'll just make a complete miniature one of my 24 mil one I've designed. I'll make an 18. I'll make 18 mil for you.
Then I
18
times one on that.
Let's go on the next host one, Richard.
Yes. Okay. So everybody in chat, wake up! It's time to get involved. We need to know what everyone's best on-air moment is. We want to do an on-air moment award for the funniest moment that's happened this year on air. We
open the envelope.
Is that on here, on our show, or anywhere?
On this show. On this show.
On this show.
On this show. If it was anywhere, it'd be Stuart kicking Mark Todd off UK Vape Talk. But
and Damien.
Yeah, that was outrageous. No, so we've got a couple of nominations ourselves that you guys can vote on. But if anyone wants to throw up in chat as well their own funniest moment from this year on the ID Lounge show, they can do. John, you described have you got the notes up?
Yeah, I've got the notes up.
Yeah, tell us describe the 3 nominees that we've got. We'll see if anyone else comes up with a good one in chat.
Okay.
I've got them here.
Okay. The first thing that we've got up in the nominations is the Pizza Hut Scampi, which was when I asked Richard what he'd had for lunch, and Richard initially proceeded to tell me what he'd had for dinner, if I remember correctly, and I said, no. I want to hear what you had for lunch. And then Richard,
he's gone. Look,
he's gone already.
He's just embarrassed again.
Pizza Hut Scampi, and the reason it was funny is because every so often Richard decides to open the show in a very melancholy way, which he did that day. A lot of people don't know we're on chat like half an hour, 45 minutes before the show, and we were on the show. So we sit there with Richard, and he is totally normally Richard, and then the show starts, and then he decides it's going to be melancholy for the day. And so he kind of went, "Hello, welcome to the show," and so it made it even funnier for us that he lost his shit. The second nomination is James's ham salad. Is what constitutes
I love the ham salad talk. I thoroughly enjoyed the ham salad talk.
Ham salad.
That's crazy.
It was genius though. It's what the show's about, in my opinion. Who wants to talk about vaping stuff? Ham salad's much more.
Not
egg is much.
Ham salad was an exciting thing. I'm trying to kind of keep half an eye on chat at the same time. And the third nomination, if anybody remembers this, we're pretty sure it was this year, which was the night Rick went out drinking before the show, got home, carried on drinking, and did the entire show very, very pissed. It was even funnier if you're one of the hosts.
I don't even remember it. I don't remember that show. What number is it? So I can watch it back. I'll have to go and watch it back.
Rick sets up the show. You see, he sets up all the links and stuff, and it was very funny because we were having to kind of talk him through it, and then even right up until press live, we'd all hidden ourselves. We were kind of going press live, Rick.
Just wondering if we'd get a show live.
Yeah, we didn't even know if we were going to get it. It was really, really good.
It was great.
I wouldn't have got so drunk I couldn't set the show up for you guys.
It was so funny.
What are they saying in chat?
It's definitely a mix. There's any time the hosts are drunk. I've just seen.
Flitzy liked Pizza Hut Scampi. A lot of shouts for Drunk Rick.
Drunk Rick was
awesome. Bogan was great when he was on. That's a good shout.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's always great.
Drunk Scampi was personally my favourite moment of any show that I've seen or been on. I said this to you earlier. I watched that late at night on my own. I watched it on my own, and I giggled like a schoolgirl for multiple minutes.
So have I got permission to go and do this again at some point? Have a Thursday afternoon out?
Oh, definitely. It was really
all
funny.
all the time, Rick.
I think it's real.
Simon Watson has put easy. Richards, John-induced breakdown, pissed myself laughing, and it had that edge of fear, which I quite like.
A few shouts for Dark Richard as well, but
Someone's put John on the 2-year show. There was this kind of rumour that I was really, really pissed on the 2-year show, but like it's not.
Oh yeah, Craig just said a good one. The fake intro I did.
Oh, that was
very good. Yeah,
I recorded it before, and that was. I remember that now. Yeah.
I wonder if that was funny if it as an in joke though.
Yeah, it's kind
but I think looking at the votes, they're looking at chat. Drunk Rick.
Well,
Drunk Rick.
A win for beer, a win for IPA, all good.
Yeah, a win for good times.
Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you ever so much.
All right.
Do I get a prize or anything?
Yeah. I will say I'm going to go because I think we have to have a host award, and my host award would go to nobody will understand this because there's only hosts will understand this. But the gay nightclub joke was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced in my entire life, which is just an in-joke between the hosts, and I nearly died. Very close.
Yeah, when Rick said it, my head nearly exploded.
You.
Yeah, but when you just capped it off with the full whammy.
It was.
I don't even know what you're on about. What?
The liars thing. The liars thing.
Liars.
Oh, yeah. It's still an ongoing joke, isn't it? The liars.
Yeah, it's very, very funny.
We can't talk about that. We'll save that for the documentary when Ridley.
when
Ridley Scott comes and films us. So that's that award. I think that's fairly unanimous in chat. Some good shouts.
I'll drink to that.
Yes.
Unsung Hero Award. Okay.
Yes.
So we've got two people again, two award winners on this one. People that just don't quite. Everyone knows about them. Everyone knows they're there all the time. They're really good people, but they just don't get that. We just want to give them that official thumbs up that they're doing an amazing thing. The first one is Chris Scott. Rick, you're our mod making expert.
Well, yeah. I mean, not only does he make a damn good mod, he helps a lot of other modders out, and and the innovation that in modding that Chris comes out with. I mean, everyone is making good mods. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Ryan and Brad and all of those guys who are making your squonkers, they're all great mods. But Chris just goes a little bit further, like he has with the clicker. He's made this little innovation, just a tiny little thing that's made it unique. And he's done that a few times now. He does, I think you've got one as well, James. But this squonker, what's it called again? The KO.
The KO, yeah.
Beautiful, different, everything designed from the ground up. He just goes that little bit further to make something 100% unique. But he never smashes it big time, selling hundreds of them.
Yeah, I want to be a little bit controversial here with the Kyo. Now it's a beautiful mod, and I adore mine. It is absolutely fantastic. I've got apparently a lefty. It's not a lefty. It's a righty. It's perfect. The Palm BF seems to be more appreciated than the Kyo, and the Palm BF came out after the Kyo, and Chris designed the Kyo from the ground up, and it took him a long time. And I really think that people who own a Palm BF should be on Chris's side with this. It's a great mod, it's a beautiful mod, and not just that. And it's because it hasn't really kicked off. It hasn't really happened. The Kyo, you can take the guts out with 4 screws or whatever it is. Slide that sleeve off.
It's genius.
And Chris would then, in theory, be able to buy. Would then sell you a brand new sleeve and give you a whole new, different looking mod. The Palm BF doesn't do that, although they look very, very similar.
I'm going to go. I kind of want to go on a different. I totally, absolutely brilliant point too. I just wanted to kind of say something about Chris that a lot of people, because whatever, like say we're insiders. Chris does something that you never see, ever. There's no way you know. Say don't bother the fucking bloke, but like if you wanted to get into stabilizing wood and you thought, I don't know who to ask. Imagine you wanted to get into fizzy drinks and you thought, I know what I'll do. I'll message Coke, see how they do it.
Yep.
Chris tells other people how to do exactly what he does in fine detail, and these people ask him questions and he tells them how to do it.
Yeah, he's a really
he arms people against, who are his own competition, because Chris just wants people to know how to do things. That's an incredible thing to do.
Yeah,
and there's more. The list of people that he's helped. Scott Bonner, Ryan, Brad.
Yeah,
yeah. But the thing, there's something that maybe even fewer people know is Chris built his own CNC.
Yeah, someone's just
5-axis machine.
Yeah, he built it. I know people go, he's genius. Chris Scott, man, he is. I don't know. Is he? He's borderline genius. I mean, that is crazy. He doesn't just make the mods. He makes the machine that makes fucking mods.
He made the machine aimed towards cutting out a small piece of something into a mod. It wasn't, and not just a CNC going up and down and backwards and forwards. This thing's got an extra axis so it can turn.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And he built this machine, and he does a lot of the mods that people are selling they are their own mods, but he's helping them by milling these mods out, blocks out.
Or he's stabilizing the wood for these people.
And stabilizing his own wood as well, and making his own mods as well.
Sourcing this wood from all over the world as well.
Yeah, his contribution to vaping. I mean, we've got Rick, we've got Herbie, we've got Chris Scott. I mean, these three people are shaping vaping all over the world. I'm not saying that just as hyperbole. That is absolute fact. That changing the shape. That's where I really think, without yourself, Rick, without Chris, and without Herbie, vaping would look different.
Very, very different. Yeah, it'd be weird. It
wouldn't be as good. I honestly don't think it would be as good. I'm chuffed a bit. I'm proud as punch. I'm chuffed to bits to be part of it in a tiny way.
I mean, yeah,
I'm talking bollocks.
It's an amazing time.
I absolutely agree with you.
It's definitely an amazing time we're in at the moment, and I'm so proud of everybody in the UK making mods. I can't stress it enough. I'm proud of what I've done as well, of course.
You should be.
I've made things that I wanted myself, and that's what all the modders do as well. They make a mod that they want themselves, and people, when you get it right, people like it.
Incredible.
I do think we're smashing it. I mean, a few years ago we were behind what they were doing in the States, but I don't think we are anymore.
I think you're actually leading now. I really do. I really believe that one.
Yeah.
But there is another person on our unsung heroes list.
Another unsung hero. It's sort of the other end, really. Just a really hardworking, really successful, but just doesn't get the sort of critical acclaim, I think.
It doesn't. I don't know how he's slipping under the radar as much as he is, but he's making good stuff.
We got to name him.
Yeah. Matt Johnson of Fine Mod fame.
Yeah. Formerly M Vapes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he makes some lovely mods, handmade. He lives in Scotland. He's got his workshop. He makes these things. He's a nice bloke, and they're lovely mods, all of them. He does lots of different types, but he doesn't seem to have hit the peak where everyone's going crazy about his stuff. But it's fantastic. His mods are lovely,
and he's doing it day in, day out. He's great in the community. All the pictures and stuff as well. He goes the extra mile, which all the good mod makers do, and he's really, really good. Yeah. And Yeah, unsung hero. I don't really know how to describe it because he is great and everyone knows he's great, but just no one's singing it, you know.
We mentioned him just a week or a fortnight ago. He's been on the go such a long time. He's not a new fella out there. M-Vapes was on the go 4 years ago, and he was polishing up mods. His mirror finish. His mirror finish is a true mirror finish. One of the what I can imagine the total fingerprint nightmare, and not my cup of tea. But he's a craftsman. He really is a craftsman. He deserves the recognition, and the fine mods, they are looking mighty fine.
I will say also with fine mods, look at those. Go on fine mods. Go find the website and look at that man's prices.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
Tell me you can get them anywhere. You fucking can't. That guy is doing it every single day.
He's always been very generous on that side of things because
absolutely. And if you're watching the show right now and you want to kind of get into sort of what I don't know what we call it, middle. Yeah, I'm going to call it middle ground. Yeah, mid. Go and find fine mods. And go and find this guy because they're like right. I mean, if you buy make your own kit and find out how to do it yourself, find mods will sell you all the stuff to do it yourself. And not only that, you can find it's sort of mid to high end on there, and for fuck all, I'm going to call it a price of fuck all. Go and find.
It's the place to go as well. If the UK squonking scene hasn't got, or you think it hasn't got what you want as well. Do you want if you want a dual battery with a board, you want a dual parallel squonker, these things that aren't mainstream, he's doing those as well.
If you want lights inside it, go and see if I want to. That's there.
A random RDA that wasn't bottom fed, suddenly bottom fed, he does it.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. He used to sell a lot of ATIs and general sort of vaping gear, didn't he? And he used to customize them, like you said. He used to turn them into bottom feed ATIs before there were many around. So yeah, definitely unsung and not. We should be shouting about Matt.
Yeah, definitely should be.
We are. We shall.
We are. Matt.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Matt.
Matt.
We love you, Matt.
We love you, Matt. Yeah.
Next one. The next one is best vaping group brackets that isn't Ideal Home Show group.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to say.
Yeah, that's quite an easy one, I think, at the moment.
We're not up for this one. we can't claim this prize, which is fair enough. Fair enough. I would probably go as far as say even if we were in the nominations, we probably wouldn't take it. The sheer volume of excellence.
I think we would. I think I'm up for us. I think we'd win if we were.
That's an argument for another day. But John, firstly, who is the winner, and then James to give us a bit more insight.
I was going to give you a touch of both. Do you want to touch both?
Yeah, but James knows more about it.
Yeah, he does absolutely. The group that we're going to talk about tonight is in. I can see in chat everyone typing it already, and the answer is UKS, which is UK Squonkers. And before James is an admin, and James is going to talk us through the whole thing. We're defining groups as what UKS has done for charity this year is nothing short of incredible. I know from past experience, I know the work that goes into these things. However much it's fantastic that people play these raffles, but I can absolutely assure you they are crippling, not only emotionally, but mentally and physically. That these people work constantly to get these prizes in, and they work through the lists, and it's an incredible strain to get these things together. And sometimes it's 6-7 hours work in a row after you finish work for no money. And I can only admire what UKS has done for the vaping community in the UK this year. James,
can I just say so? I mean, we obviously we're I think UKS have come along really in a short amount of time to be something very special. And lots of people are saying SV, but I think when you've got three groups like ours, UKS and SV, they're all brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
SV is still brilliant, but you know, UKS has come along in a short amount of time, got a core group of really strong people, and they're doing a fantastic job for charity.
It's a big group now as well. Big
just
group.
pipping it over SV, in my opinion, at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when I joined Facebook 4 years ago, SV was one of the groups I joined for. SV and Neb, and SV, they are a great group. But Scotland has become very, very popular, and the charity work that has been done by Dean and the rest of the team this year has been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And like John just said there, the man hours that goes into behind the scenes and the I know a lot of it is based on the donations and the people who are so ridiculously generous to offer up these donations. But there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that just isn't known, isn't done, isn't seen, and isn't known about necessarily.
I've just got to go quickly just back to something that exactly what James just said there. Sometimes, when these people do, I know there's a sort of idea in the community, that the incredible Mark Tartar has also done a huge amount for charity this year.
Oh yeah.
I just want to repeat one thing, which is the mental toll of these raffles. It is absolutely massive, and you can't. I can't overstate it. That I know there's a sort of thing when you've not been involved or you're in the, you're just playing. And thank you so much for buying those tickets, because without people who buy tickets, it doesn't work. But there's this idea that you would feel a sense of achievement at the end of it, and having been run raffles for sort of £9,500 in the past, you don't get that actually. It's an incredible amount of work, and you feel sort of empty at the end.
I think it's more relief than achievement.
I've cried so many times at 2 o'clock in the morning because it's done. I really have.
And yeah, well, that's what you did for SV. I mean, I love SV, but they've been doing it for so long. What UKS are doing right now, they did it before, and you can't keep that pace up. And UKS has just got some fresh blood getting stuck in and doing what.
I'm definitely not trying to take away from that. I just wanted to give a nod to these guys who do all this work in the background, because it is. I know it is totally. I know it's really great. The people who write thank you, please keep doing that. But these guys do it, and it feels. It doesn't matter what you say. It feels really thankless at 1 a.m.
And we're not just giving it for the charity stuff. You know,
if
that's all it did.
A little bit too. I mean, it is a great group. When Dean asked me to come on board as admin, I said them straight up. I honestly think it's the best group on Facebook at the minute, and it will be an honour to admin for it. And it is it's a lot of work. Like you see, it's a lot of work, but it's a great group with loads of great people who I love. A lot of the people. When I started squabbling 16 months ago, something like that, so it's a little more than a year. The 2017 awards, which is a little bit different as SV. I felt accepted immediately. It was like open arms. It was like walking into a womb party where everybody was kind of. That sounds weird. A womb party, is that a thing? A party in a womb where it was all warm and fluffy. And
my mum had one. You could walk in now. I was a big kid.
and it's there are so many great people, generous, beautiful people who I adore. I adore a lot of these people. And then there's the charity work as well, and how they'll help people. it's a big group. It's obviously when you've got we're about 5,500 members at the minute or whatever. It's a big group, but it's like a massive family. It's great. It's a great group. It's great. I think it totally deserves the award for this year's best group, excluding iOS. And then the charity would, you know, without the latest total for Dean's box. Dean he's
going to fight. He's at the end.
At the weekend, he's going to get his arse kicked by some. He's got broken ribs. He says he's got broken ribs. I think they're a bit bruised. He's got broken.
Me and Mark told about broken ribs from vaping. It's fine.
You know, it happens. But he's going to go and get his arse kicked for charity. Dave Catton got his head shaved the other day. Got Adidas stripes put in there for the extra couple of £100 or whatever it was. To people like that, you cannot knock them. You just cannot knock them. And there is drama. Of course, there's drama because Squawking is at the minute. It's the dog's box. People want Squawking gear, so it's Frankie's. It's whatever Annie or whatever. It's Haku's or whatever it is at the minute. And people want that sort of stuff, so people get a bit. I want that new Annie.
I don't think there's any real drama on there, though. I mean, there's the occasional little twinge of drama.
And I'm exaggerating a little bit for the show, but it's such a great group. I love it. And like I said to Dave when I first started, being on it is an honour to stop there. It's hard work, but it's a great group. Well deserved 2017 group of the year, in my opinion, and in all of our opinions.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's unequivocal. We all agree.
Yeah.
The next one's a tough one as well. Omi of the year. There's a lot of top Omis, isn't there?
Oh, there's a lot of people contributing to making the Open Show group great, and there are a lot of people.
Have you got? I've got my favourite Omi. So.
Oh. Well, we've picked an Omi of the year for the.
Have you?
Award.
We have. And
should we dig him up without naming him for ages and then say his name at the end?
Well, it's probably going to be quite obvious to most people, really, for what he does for the group, for everybody. But no, go on then. Let's say who he is.
This 2017 Omi of the year, Mike Dacus.
Yay, Mike.
Has to be Mike. Look at the vinyls. Every single vinyl anybody's ever got that's got the Ideal Home Show on it has been lovingly weeded in front of the TV by his lovely wife, Emma. And the mods he gives away, he gives away half the mods he makes. You know, he doesn't make loads of mods, but he makes sure, you know, he likes to give them to people because he likes the giving, doesn't he? He's just a lovely human being, and definitely a top Omi.
The vinyls, he's given mods for the charity raffles, randomly given mods as well. He's been on the show. We made him sit for over an hour.
Yeah, Mike.
He's at every meet.
Dacus is going to be hating this. Huh? Can I just mention his plan? Just quickly, just in case anybody likes it.
We need some rules for this award going forwards as well.
No black.
John.
No, not that. Okay.
No blacks are liars.
I think once you've been on the Omi of the year, perhaps that's it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do a little thing about Mike as well. Mike is one of those people who kind of does things because he feels it's correct, not because he feels he should. And without people like Mike, this stuff doesn't work. Mike is as soon as we did when we did the Lias giveaway raffle the other week, Mike was one of the first people to send over instantly. I've got a mod for you. You can have it. And this is this. And when Mike started doing the finals, he didn't do it for any other reason than he just wanted to do it. And he sent us when I first had Dean, when we first started doing the show, and Dean said that I've got this guy and he wants to make some stickers. We all thought, oh fucking hell, fucking bloke wants to make a load of fucking. I don't give a shit about stickers. And then suddenly these things turned up, and we realised this guy was onto something. And so everybody out there, as just been said, if you've got a sticker on your mod, there is only one reason, and that is Mike Dacus, because we couldn't afford to do it any other way. Every time we've given them away, we couldn't do it. We couldn't have designed them. We couldn't have got them made. We couldn't have got them weeded. Mike and his lovely wife, well, not wife, partner, we couldn't have done it without those two people. They're incredible, and what they've done for Ideal Home Show and you lot is amazing for nothing. So,
yeah, and that's the reason why you got the Hoff. I've just had news in there. It's because of his awesomeness that somebody sent him a.
He's a brilliant modder, but that to one side, just a great bloke as well.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't meet a nicer bloke. Everybody loves Mike. He's lovely. What's not to like? Everyone loves Mike.
I will say, if you've not met Mike, just Google Richard Reed shoe bomber.
That's not him.
But let's not look like him. It doesn't even look like him.
It does look like Richard Reed.
It's so real.
It's good that Mike came on the show the other day, but we're painting a picture of him just being this sort of soft. He doesn't suffer fools. Let's not mistake that. He's not somebody that will suffer fools.
Not at all.
At all, no. But he's just a genuine nice bloke to anybody who's the same or nice as well. You know, he's a good human being. Mike,
yeah. Proper,
we love
honest, lovely guy.
Yeah,
that's the end of the awards. That's all of the awards. What
I will just say, Mike just commented in chat. He said, "I honestly can't thank you enough. I have so much love for you all. I still don't know who sent me the half, and you never will."
The person that sent it, Mike, has been in chat all night.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I've been saying him.
Yeah.
So if there's a little clue for you,
Bryn's just reminding people that I know who the shoe bomber is.
Yeah, your best mate.
He wasn't ever a best mate, but
cellmate.
We put a few nail bombs around the place when we were younger, but
we all do.
We bombed a few gay clubs here and there, but
yeah, we've all killed. Have we got any favors?
Do it.
Is that
Brian Patava?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
We have got some of those.
Have we got a theme?
Ooh, vavu.
Oh, is that what we're doing? We're going to do those.
Oh no!
Do the themes.
Let's see. I've got a file here. Here we go.
We are one step away from doing a song in a pub style, aren't we?
We are. Yeah.
Okay. We can't share. I've got theme music. I've lost.
Oh, he's gone. Look,
pressed the wrong button there.
He's done it. We've all done that one. Fuck yeah.
Is he going to come back soon or not?
Things that remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping
at all.
I thought of one in the week actually.
Yeah.
This is while James is recovering.
Did I be there for a second?
Yeah, the wrong button.
Yeah, I was trying to get my theme music, but that didn't work. Okay.
Is that not happening then? We're writing off the theme. I'll say mine while we're.
Go for
it. James and Rick might get this as parents, but the children's playground, you've got all your standard stuff: slide, swing, seesaw. But for whatever reason, kids like these springs.
Oh god, springy horsey
like things. A horse on a spring, isn't they? The spring always reminds me of a coil. Now, every time. I think
super sub-ohm bro coil.
Yeah, I always think, what's the ohms on that?
There'd be no resistance on a coil that big. It'd just be.
Reckon is that how it works?
It would take an hour you'd need about 50 batteries in an hour for it to ramp up.
What would it be made of? Those springs, stainless steel.
Some sort of carbon.
No, it'd be some sort of
be a steel alloy.
Be an alloy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Be added to it. It'd be a carbon thing to make it springy. And
They could be steel. You could probably get temp control on them. Get temp control on the.
Yeah,
yeah,
very good for temp control, actually.
We got a theme, or are we just going straight into it, James?
The theme is not working. Okay,
let's get straight into it. Things that remind you of vaping that aren't really vaping at all.
James tried to remind you
that's even better, that is.
Okay, let's go to screen share. I'm so professional. So
I like it. Somebody types scaffolding into the chat, and it just reminded me of the scaffold.
Okay, are we screen sharing here?
Yeah, you're screen
You
sharing.
are, yes.
Is that here we go. This is the first one. This is from.
Oh yes, I see what you're going to say.
This is from the Chanel Autumn Winter Show in Munich. And I just happened to be watching this because that's the kind of guy I am. I just watch the
I have no idea what this got to do with vaping. But
I do.
Look at the back. Look at the back.
And I just happened to notice. Oh, look behind there. And I must have. I'll tell you beforehand.
Stop looking at the leg.
This season's Chanel is kind of a chunky knit, kind of a fisherman type theme. You can't see it there.
mod background.
So,
Yay!
but I was like, look at that. That's a phobic behind. Look at that. That's a giant Bradley mod.
That is a big Bob mod.
What did you make of the autumn winter collection?
That was one of mine. I found that one myself. Next one. So we've got a mix up of viewers, which I asked for a few on the group. And I've picked. There was a lot. There was a lot, and I've picked some of the good ones, and I've picked some of the bad ones. And what I've done is I'm going to kind of, because this is not going to die, and it's awesome. We're going to have this for weeks. We're going to have this for absolutely.
Oh yeah, we don't give a shit. Drive it into the ground, mate.
Try of Batava. The try of Batava. You'd be like, oh, hashtag the try of Batava. Like, we're all going to be doing that. So that was from the Chanel show. That was the phobic there. This one here.
Oh yeah, it's a unicorn bottle of glue.
Look at that.
It wasn't quite. I get what they meant.
It looks a bit like it's not a unicorn, but it looks like a unicorn. It's as the don't put that on Yachty. Don't put that on Yachty. It'll be sticky on your throat. That was from Lee Metcalf.
There'll be some VG in it.
Which is
like that
because this is like complete block. I got a Margate on a scooter.
It looks like it's like it's a GS, but it looks like it's a CS there. Chris Scott mods. So
it's a Chris Scott
Mackenzie.
Chris Scott Mackenzie.
It's a Chris Scott Mackenzie. It's a mod. It's complete Barbie Gambler got a Margate on a scooter. It's mod. It's not vaping, but it reminds you of vaping.
Look at the guy in the back. Look at the guy at the back. He didn't get the memo.
He's a rocker on a scooter. That one. He should have another motorbike.
He's following.
He's Lou Reed. He looks like Lou Reed. Lou Reed. It's Lou Reed, isn't it?
Okay, next one. This one came from
X1. There we
go. This one is Dan's actually took this photo, which I like there a lot. So this is not just from a Google Images search or whatever. And this is an X1. The bus is the X1. It's the X1 to Peterborough. We all know that bus. We all love it. Because they've got to go to Peterborough. That's the one we get on.
That's a good one.
But outside of Facebook, people be like, I've got no why is X1 to do with vape? It's times one. If a mod comes up, you want it, and it's a quick strike. You got a times one on it. It's nobody
outside of our little bubble would understand what X1 means, would they?
No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. That's the X1 to Peterborough. That's from Dan Goodchild.
Yeah,
next one. This one is called a few times. It's the B&M. It's the B&M.
It shows how far vaping has come as we've got our own terms now, haven't we? I mean, B&M, X1, 0 milligram.
I will now admit live that Mr. Billy King of Vaping King for well over a year didn't understand why they sold liquid in B&M.
Yeah, what is this? What is B&M? What is this shop?
B&M is like a, do you know Wilco's?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, B&M is the same. Very similar.
I think it stands for something like bargains and more.
Bargains and more.
Or something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
I do remember telling Billy that it meant bricks and mortar if you're talking about a vape shop.
If it's a vape shop, absolutely, it stands for bricks and mortar. In vaping terms, you say you got to repeat the name.
Not a website.
How tall's that shop assistant?
You go into a solid shop. You go to a real shop. It's not.
It shows how far vaping has come because there weren't many B&Ms.
Now we've got our own logo.
Online, so a B&M was something special.
Now it's a national chain.
Somewhere you could go.
I mean, here in Sunderland, we've got many B&Ms. And Sunderland Council have just spent 19 million quid on a bridge which connects one big B&M to another big fucking B&M. And I can't remember. It's got a stupid name. I'm not going to talk about it. Anyway,
we haven't got a single B&M anywhere near us down here in the south.
That's B&M. Next one is this came from Jimmy Hepburn. This has been his laugh. This is the owner of Tea Juice. This is Fred Astaire, and he's fine.
Oh yeah, okay, got you.
That's too bad. No, I'm out.
That doesn't remind me of vaping just because it's Fred Astaire, but
no, I'm out.
That made me laugh. I like that, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
I'm out.
And this one here. This is my last one. This is from last night, Monday night's Walking Dead, and I was like, oh look, there's Dean the vaping biker in the back.
Can't see it really.
I can't see it, mate.
It's just so dark that you can't see it.
Yeah, can't see it.
Oh, I do sort of see it.
It does
look like Dean. It does look a bit like Dean's. Just
I've got nothing.
I'm zooming. Oh,
just about. Yeah, it does look like Dean.
You know what? It is dark because you know what? The whole episode was dark. It was faces. It was dark. It was just faces in the dark. And I think that's the last one.
I've got a nose. That's about all I can see.
Oh, that's a shame because I can see it on my screen. Turn your contrast up.
It's up's really very bright. Very bright.
Can I get rid? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that.
And, I got James.
And that is Triumph Batava. Triumph Batava. Use the hashtag Triumph Batava.
Yeah, and very good it was too. Keep them coming.
Are we going to end on Mod Showcase?
I think we just leave Mod Showcase. It's gone 11 o'clock, isn't it?
They are hankering for some Mod
Showcase. Are they hankering for it?
They're loving it. In chat, do we want to see Mod Showcase? Let's just wait. It takes about 30 seconds.
We're trying to do my special whistle.
Oh, I'm loving it. Of course, we've got Schwartzy is going with, of course, and yes. Drum roll, yes. We want Mod Showcase. Rick, let's hear it. We've had a special whistle from Jay.
Is it coming through? It's not going to come through, is it? I've got my headphones on. Let me take the... Let's do it the other way. Let's get rid of these headphones. There we go. Can you hear it?
Yep, got it.
Okay, it must be that time of week again. It's a Thursday. It's 11 o'clock. It's late. But we're going to do it because we love you all. So we've got two Mod Showcases show this week. That's too loud. Can't hear what I'm saying.
I love it.
Right. What we got to show you this week then? Right. Two mods from two people I don't know, but they've been nice enough to post up mods on the Mod Showcase group on www.facebook.com. Search for Mod Showcase. And let's just put them on so we can see them. The first one is from a guy called Anzej Modder Roslan, and he's made this mod, and I think it looks pretty nice.
It's pretty good. I like the colours.
It's interesting, isn't it? Really nice.
Yeah, I like the tube as well. That's very different.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing. He's obviously made a few of them. This is a different type of wood, but Must be a DNA 75 in there, I'd say.
Yeah, 75 seeing it.
Yeah, and I just think it's just a lovely thing. It's nice to see something a little bit different. And it's a squonker. You can't see the bottle there, but there's a bottle on the other side.
Very good, very good.
The knurling on the tube's a little bit different as well, isn't it? They're normally polished or dummy or something like that.
Yeah, he's obviously done some work on the tube there. And yeah, I think it's just a very nice thing. I'm impressed with it. So yeah, good work, Andrzej.
Yep, we go with Andrzej.
Andrzej, yeah. And I think we've got another one to show from another guy who I think we've had him on before, actually.
Have we?
And he makes a nice squonker too. And his name's another, hopefully I'm pronouncing it nearly right, but Veselin Georgiev. He's made another squonker. He's made a few of these now, I think. And they're just nice little things.
It's very ergonomic.
Yeah.
Very, yeah. I mean, if you compare them to somebody over here, they'd be like Mark Morris's mods.
Yeah, totally.
And
what size battery is that, Rick?
Hey?
What size batteries are you using?
It'd be an 18650, I'd imagine.
Oh, is it?
Can't really see, but the size of it, you sort of would guess it would be about that size. But
nice mod. Like
very, very nice, and definitely worthy of showing. So
Very
yeah, that's
very pretty.
That's Veselin Georgiev. Good work, mate.
Yeah.
That's the mod showcase of the week.
Very good.
If you like it.
We've broken 2 hours again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We asked them. You missed it, Richard, but I did ask chat if they wanted mod showcase, and the overwhelming thing was, yes, we fucking do.
Oh yeah, every time, for sure.
It was always going to be a long one with the awards, wasn't it? So, but hopefully we'll have some more for you next week.
Yes. Well done to everyone that won an award. Thank you to everyone that contributed this week on the group for the awards, and I think that's it.
I think that's it. I'm going to say is, thanks for watching. This has been
Thursday.
The Ideal Home Show. We will see you next Thursday if you haven't got anything better to do.
And the week after that, the Christmas special.
No, that is next Thursday.
No, next week,
That's
yes.
a special.
Yes,
I'll be wearing
exactly.
a dress next Thursday. If you think the three-piece is good, it's a dress next week.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we will
Thanks,
catch you all next week. Have a good one. And, we'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.